actually see one of the two junglers banned, the other one picked up eventually. ROCCAT banned out Gangplank right now. This is leaning towards a Braum first pick for Origen so far in terms of priorities within this series. xPeke's champion pool is wide open, so it's not as pinched as it was game 1 where he had to play Vladimir into the Ahri. ROCCAT will maybe even start using their 5th pick counter pick for Nukeduck instead of Steve because it hasn't really been paying off the last 2 games. Origen, stay afraid of the Azir because this time they're not trading it for anything. They'll actually have to play against it and lose some picks in the process too.
First pick Braum. Is that where Mithy and Origen lead?
That's what I would do.
Is
then again,
Sivir worth giving over?
It's true. MrRallez has played a mean Sivir in this series, but it's tricky. I think Braum has more value than Sivir overall.
It's probably what the team is discussing. So let's assume it's Braum. Where does ROCCAT look as their first rotation there?
Definitely Sivir. Sivir Gragas, I could see them picking up here. Just stick to comfort champions, especially in game 5.
And we'll see if they follow through that. Gragas, of course. Memory serves is 3-4-0. No, 3-1 on the series. 3-1. Lost 1 game right at the beginning.
You could actually see some merit from Nukeduck picking Viktor here away from xPeke. Or it's pretty tricky to play.
And we forgot about Kalista completely.
True, but there's a reason Origen has put less emphasis on it. They don't seem to be as scared of MrRallez' Kalista overall. Also, the way to beat a Kalista is literally just free up your AD carry and roam with your support to pull away the support, and then Kalista's left 1v1ing without the passive, and that is something that Origen is very strong at.
And ROCCAT actually banned Kalista in all 4 previous games regardless of side.
Yeah.
This time around they're going to pick it up. So maybe it's the long con. Maybe it is.
Everybody forget about Kalista. No, I think it's worth though, because if you've been banning it every game, you can't give it to Niels, not with the peel that Braum survives. Kalista Braum could have a strong lane, so overall, good rotation by ROCCAT. Now amazing hovering that Elise. We've seen a lot of these jungle pairings in these series. Maybe he can make it work, but we'll need to see some aggression and ganks pay off.
Yeah, we saw him play Echo earlier in the series as well. Didn't go that well for him, Elise this time, and the Viktor for Peke. So he's going to have the late game. Is scaling already.
Yeah, Peke knows that he'll probably get counterpicked anyways. If he goes to the next rotation, then they'll just leave the counterpick for Nukeduck later. So he just picks this champion up to give Soaz more information to play with. Origen looking to carry from the top lane. Support and mid laner picked up here and then counterpick for Steve later. That is what ROCCAT wants to do. They obviously have multiple angles to go about that thing.
I know what they prioritize. This is 5.14. Anybody is just tuning in.
Yeah, if you're wondering why there's no Fiora spam just yet, hang on.
That should hopefully be next week in the promotion tournament. And we will be on 5.15. 15 seconds left. The champion that Nukeduck will be running into Peke.
I hope he doesn't go cast in, because I think this is good for Origen in that regard, that low wave clear champions that need scaling are just too weak in the current metagame. Diana is relatively low wave clear, but she packs a punch, and she can start split pushing later on. So skirmish heavy composition by ROCCAT into an aggressive and good peel support though. A bit tricky.
Will be. Steve has not changed his summoner spells yet. Has run the Hecarim. We heard the analyst desk talking about how ROCCAT were not quite good enough to execute those on sort of shadow flanks. And when you think about it, it paid out in that previous game. We did not see very impactful flanks, not like the Maokai from earlier.
I think Steve is going back to Maokai here. And ROCCAT will put all their eggs in the just skirmish teleport basket. This would actually be smart.
If Origen deny Maokai in their last rotation, that might be something that catches out.
Maokai plays well in the composition that ROCCAT is running here. Going Sivir is bold though. If you get matched 2v2 against Kalista Thresh, you're gonna have a pretty hard time. But Niels is one of those carries that positions so well and can just survive. With Maokai combined with On the Hunt, not only can you teleport flank with home guards, you can straight up just come from the front door because you have that On the Hunt speed bonus. I like Origen's composition overall.
Now let's see if Origen can play around this Maokai. This is the first time that Soaz has run the giant tree all split long.
I think it's so smart that xPeke picked his mid lane in the second rotation, saying otherwise I'll get counterpicked anyways. Forced ROCCAT to use the counterpick for Steve, who then was planning on playing Maokai anyways, it seems, and then they steal it away. So this is a good pick and ban adaptation, because to me, Soaz, it doesn't scream Maokai player, right? Do you think coming to the series, if they would have told you, like, game 5 and Soaz will last rotation pick Maokai to win the game, I'd be like, yeah, okay, no. But
That
Seems like Steve has to go for Nautilus, CC, engage, but I feel it's like a Maokai light.
And it is also the first time that we will see Nautilus in Steve's hands all summer long. So new tanks for both of the top laners in the deciding battle of the semi-finals of the regional qualifiers.
And this entire series has been about who has more tempo, who has more innate wave clear in a lot of these games, especially. Having the instant wave clear from Viktor, instant wave clear from Sivir, you can get so much tempo for map play, so ROCCAT have a wealth of CC hard engage, double teleport for picks. They need to win the early game. This is a composition, something like almost SKT-esque that they've run in the finals there, where they say, well, we're just gonna completely blow you off the map by the 50-minute mark. Doesn't matter what you're running. So in that sense, ROCCAT will have to take that early game in their hands and control it, but ROCCAT's not a team that usually does that.
No, and we saw in the previous game, yes, it was a teleporter Zia, but Nukeduck did not use that to gain an advantage. We did not see that teleport from Hecarim being impactful at all in the early and the mid stages of the game. So for ROCCAT, it's finding first gear, which is something they've not done. They've started in second gear, all split long. This will be the last match of the European Regional Qualifier semi-finals. There's your team comps, ladies and gentlemen. The fan favorites coming into the game. Hashtag OG win. Let us know if you think they're going to close it out.
If you think ROCCAT is actually going to upset this match, hashtag ROC win. Personally, I'm giving to Origen if they survive the first 50 minutes. It's going to be rough, Toasters. There's a lot of damage and crowd control coming out of the ROCCAT lineup. Do not underestimate it. That's all, especially in this 1-3-1 situation. However, they don't have a wave clear. If they fall behind, nobody can take up the job from wave clear mid, unless it's the Diana, but the same token as it was with the Azir, she can get pushed out the tower before she can even wave clear.
I want to see Origen play the same early game they did in the previous match. Rotating quickly to get those outer turrets down. Gain an early lead. That might be a way to overcome the power. Braum passive from Winter's Bite. That could be the stun onto Steve. The sapling's going to go for the slow. That's one tag. Look for the fourth, 2, 3. One more for the stun. Steve's going to make it to his tower. And Origen are going to keep pushing in. ROCCAT, they've responded though. Krepo, we're going to have an action-packed start to game 5. Vander gets a flay onto Amazing. The supporters coming in from the rest of ROCCAT. And
I don't think you want to do that, ROCCAT. You don't want to fight into a Sivir, Braum, Viktor lineup. It is too easy for them to do AoE damage, and the one target that's in the front is going to get Braum passive, concussive blows. You leave the jungle with a headache. No counter vision right now. This is the problem. If you take a fight and you lose it, not only do you yield complete vision in your jungle, you don't get anything in return. ROCCAT could have easily shifted towards the other side of the map and went for a lace-up. Now they're guessing. They're in the dark.
We'll find out how lucky their guesswork can be. Because we've seen fairly low impact early games. Standard lanes, a couple of them, 2 lane swaps immediately following.
See, Niels, he doesn't have to guess. He's waiting for information. He sees Vander. Now he's going to spot the Kalista from MrRallez, and he says, okay, you guys are top lane. I'm going bot lane.
Yeah.
Standard duo jungle leaves Soaz the option to go wherever he wants. He's going to tag team together with Amazing right now and just jungle together. Niels is going to the bot lane a little late. And then Mithy is just going to go exploring.
That's what Mithy likes to do.
Dora, the explorer.
Yeah, likes to move around the map. And that's something that is actually important to note. With Niels on a strong wave clear ADC and Mithy on that strong roaming support, there is, once again, opportunities for him to make plays once he unlocks Niels in this lane. For now, we'll be sticking with him. As you can see, MrRallez and Vander up top, and the 2 junglers in the respective jungles.
I'd like to see Vander just base right here, defend the dive, because Amazing and Soaz have to come all the way from the left side of the map to the bottom side. Niels is so pushing this wave. It's going to go in the bottom lane. ROCCAT could opt for a 3-man defense. Gragas, Nautilus together with Thresh could prove very hard to dive overall.
Yeah, but look at this middle lane. Mithy has already roamed. Gets an auto attack down. 2 procs, 3. Stun from concussive. The ignite is out. Nukeduck's ticking 100 HP. I don't think he's going to dive. Steve is looking to reply. Mithy's going to get the stun once more. Here comes Vander as well. It's a party in the middle lane, and ROCCAT has invited everybody. The barrel goes out. Mithy's going to eat that death sentence down to 300 HP. He's now burning away from the ignite and peeling away. The fight continues. 3 versus 3 or 4. Hell, there's even a teleport coming in from Steve.
Nope, Nukeduck.
Take it back. It's Nukeduck. 2 teleports to the game. Nukeduck arrives back in lane, and the action subsides for now.
The problem is, if you can force a lane swap situation where you peel away the support, Kalista is rendered useless. She has no tower pushing abilities, no AoE wave clear. She doesn't get to use her passive, her trading potential at all. Yes, she gets levels, but who cares? Sivir is getting a free early game right here, so overall, Origen is doing fantastic in terms of where they get the members, and that comes all down to the level 1 play. That cheeky little move where they had Soaz selling the fact that it was 1v1, Braum comes out, forces out the Nautilus, get the invade, and Origen set up beautifully for, an early game lead.
So, strong advantage if they can defend this tower. Origen have moved up. Soaz and Mithy got the saplings, and Soaz is even going to juke the death sentence with that twisted advance. Origen sitting comfortably with a 1 tower lead, with a gold lead, and they're going to have wave clear for days with that Viktor, with that Sivir.
And look at poor Steve. Level 2 has to walk down the bot lane to a wave that is pushing into Niels. So he'll take maybe 6 CS, and then he'll have to leave that lane immediately because he has no vision. He's at risk of getting ganked. So yes, he's level 3, but falling behind Soaz yet again. Look, he walked all the way down his lane, killed the creeps, and now he's basing.
Difficult situation for Steve, but it's one that he's been in many times this split. We've seen a bunch of parties in this middle lane. Oh, hey, Apollo. He has enjoyed the LA viewing party. Thank you very much, North American Studio. I know you guys are there. That was them very quickly. Hi and hi. Definitely saying hi, enjoying the show. Cloud9 versus Team Impulse will follow. Where's
LA? Where's LA? Peekaboo.
Peekaboo, we see you. And I guess I'm going to say thank you to the fans, and I'm going to apologize to Team Impulse and Counter Logic Gaming for added tension. Anyways, we're going to focus back in the deciding match of our semi-finals. Niels and Mithy trying to stall or freeze that lane a little, but it'll slow push back towards MrRallez and Vander, and there's no tower to fall back to, so that could be an opening for Amazing if ROCCAT and Vander stick around.
Yeah, and xPeke will have to be careful though. If he ever gets caught by one of these blades from Nukeduck, he will just jump in and completely wreck him. So max range wave clear is the name of the game. Niels has to survive. This bot lane's pushing out right now. So Vander and ROCCAT could try to go aggressive, but there's a teleport available on both Steve and Soaz.
So we talked about no tower bottom. Here comes Amazing. The slow's connected on Vander. The death sentence connects on Mithy. There's a body slam as well. Mithy's going low. Summoner heal comes up. First blood to Elise, the champion that's not had an impact this series. And there'll be a second kill for Niels onto ROCCAT. AD carry takes out the AD carry. Jankos is able to retreat and no TPs down bottom.
Yeah, both top laners can cancel each other, so then it matters only who's winning that fight initially. And that was Origen. Braum passive just in these extended skirmishes, just proving why this champion is much more useful than Vander. Vander got focused down, stunned immediately. Kalista couldn't do any damage because it was all focused on Mithy. Once he goes low, he steps out of the fray. Good gank here, and this all snowballs from the early game.
Yeah, and Krepo, you said in early game, ROCCAT needed to get ahead. Maybe killing Amazing will help out. So he's going to repel up, drop back down onto Nukeduck. Wow, Mithy's even going to find the stun.
Surprise!
He's cut Nukeduck off. The lantern's available, but it's not being clicked. Mithy's body blocking it. The death sentence will be followed through, but it doesn't matter. Mithy with the exceptional positioning. Jankos now finds himself in front of Niels, and Origen have a 3,000 gold lead at 7 minutes.
ROCCAT have completely run out of fuel. They're crumbling under the pressure. The pick and ban was risky because they had to make the early picks, but due to the genius invade early, trading deep vision for nothing, Origen got the lanes they needed. This would have been an entirely different game if we had 1v1 matchups in all the lanes, but Origen playing the lane swap to the perfection. That early roam from Mithy to the mid lane got expected the window that he needed, and ever since that one moment, ROCCAT with 1 tower behind in the push and at least 2 steps behind on the map, and Origen capitalizing beautifully.
Sivir, being played by Niels, now has a BF sword and a pickaxe versus the Vamp Scepter from Kalista. It's going to be such a long time before ROCCAT is going to be able to go toe-to-toe. 12,400 gold, 10,400. That extra chunk was earned by ROCCAT securing the tower up top.
And Mithy picks up Moby Boots and a couple of wards. He doesn't need Sidestone. All he needs is Moby Boots to quickly get into the positions where he needs to get the most value out of those few wards. And that's what he's doing right now. They shift away ROCCAT again. Even though he has an item advantage, he doesn't want to lane against MrRallez at all. Niels going top right now. That BF pickaxe just taking out the tower. It's incredibly slow for MrRallez and Vander to fight Soaz in his bot lane. They're not going to get this tower. Whereas the top lane OG can instantly just wreck that tower. No threat from the Nautilus at all, unless Jankos shows up. That's an amazing job. Find Jankos, neutralize him.
Let's see, Amazing's up in the top half of the map. Jankos will show down bottom. And Soaz has got no teleport to work with. So Niels take one extra wave to kill the tower. The help of Jankos means this tower will be equalized. There's going to be some assist gold shared around, so they've traded outer turrets top and bottom.
Look at Peke.
Wow.
Nukeduck's taking blue buff on his own, so that leaves mid lane exposed, and Origen opening up the map. Gravity field for zone. Nukeduck has to take the scenic route to Summer's Lift. He's losing half his mid lane tower. Niels can just go mid right now or top, wherever he wants. Whatever his heart desires, it is available to him.
And so much respect to Origen for looking at the team compositions and the play styles of the series. Adjusting to pick waves that can, or lanes that can shove, that can push. Denying the Maokai from Steve, somewhat predicting that from picks and bans. And we're back in the middle lane. This is not a replay. This is live, and this is another fight that's breaking out. Depth charge is going to catch out Peke. The death sentence will follow as well. MrRallez is the one that gets the kill credit. That's very important. Niels is now trying to retreat, but he gets caught by Nukeduck. Vander gets thrown in. I think the death sentence hit a minion. I wasn't quite sure about that. Kill back for ROCCAT.
Yeah, that's what ROCCAT wants to do. Skirmish, kill Origen, remove their wave clear, and then go for the tower. They only get one kill using all their ultimates, and most importantly, they don't tie any objective to that kill. So yes, it looks like a convincing fight. However, it's only one kill, couple hundred gold overall. Doesn't all get them too much, and they actually lose the momentum too because they all have to base. xPeke is going to come back mid. There's a good possibility that this mid lane tower is just simply going to drop dead.
Especially if Niels sticks around. Picked himself up an Avarice Blade as well. We're 10 minutes in. He's got a BF Sword, Pickaxe, and Avarice. And Jankos has even denied his red buff.
So I said thank you very much for the leash. I'll take that.
Happily. Vengeful Maelstrom and a couple of autos.
And look at how long it takes for MrRallez to push out this bot wave. Nukeduck has to use all his spells to push out mid. Such a slow tempo match because you don't have innate wave clear. It's so easy for Origen to speed up the game. Do I want to go mid? Sure, I'll push out bot. It takes me 2 seconds if I'm Rallez. It takes me 1 second if I'm xPeke. Even Maokai has a really quick push if he pops ultimate, so Origen can just rotate around the map much better, and then they can use that jungle combination with support for extreme amount of vision control.
What a difference Mithy is showing this game in terms of map presence. We're 11 minutes in, and every single kill, he's been around or involved in some way, shape, or form. At least landing those Braum passives. Letting Niels look after himself. Obviously helps with Niels, he's got so much AD. But again, Peke, amazing. Mithy.
So yeah, Nukeduck, he has to walk into the wave and he can only AoE 3 picks at once if he's zoned off. It's the same story as when he was playing Azir last game. Origen would group up with 3 members and just force him backwards. They're not going to fight him, but just going to tell him, well, either you jump into us and die, or you walk away and watch us take your tower. ROCCAT obviously need to cross-map somewhere else, but they don't have the push or siege to deal with anybody defending these towers. Origen can defend 1v2, 3v2. Nukeduck can't. That's why they're trading towers so efficiently.
Even going to steal away that Razorbeak. Whichever team loses this game is done for 2015.
Early vacation.
They are secured for spring next year. There will be no more chances for Worlds. There will be no more competition. The spell shield gets blocked and Steve does the awkward half pull. But again, look, even the inner turret top is now under siege. We're 12 minutes in.
Yeah, but we're seeing the value of this steal of the Maokai by Origen in the draft phase. Steve has been rendered useless. He's a glorified support at this point. Soaz fulfilling his role slightly up, but that's all he needs to be. A couple of experience advantages, and later on, Teleport's flank will be much more crucial and much more valuable for Origen than they are compared to Steve. What's Steve going to do? He's going to walk up, cast ulti. It takes time. Soaz, he can home guard teleport in, twisted advance, lock down one of these very squishy targets. Either he gets Nukeduck or MrRallez. They're going to get blown to smithereens immediately. Any return damage will be peeled from exhaust Braum on Mithy. So it's a lot easier to play this game once Origen gets the lead.
And they've had it the entire time. Pushing it as well. It's a pace that Origen are playing at that we've not seen.
ROCCAT did make it easy for them with the draft phase. This team composition comes online at level 6 when Diana can get those resets on the ultimate. There's base damage is enough from Steve, but ROCCAT kind of got shut down before that due to some really magnificent roams and pressure from mostly Mithy and Amazing.
And that is the duo that I was giving Deficio some trouble for. in the pre-game.
Look at this, Nukeduck looking for a pick.
It's not going to work.
1v3. So he's going to lose his tower.
Not going to work. Boomerang, Blade, auto, Nukeduck's forced to flash.
It's actually worth. This is worth it for Nukeduck.
Defend the tower.
Defend the tower. Force an ultimate. This was, ironically, the mistake from Origen. They can pick up a Constellation Dragon if they want to. Second one of the game. There are almost no bad moves to make for Origen at this point in the match. Yep. Unless they take an overzealous fight without vision.
You can argue the most optimal, but even though they didn't get the tower, they got some damage. They got a flash from Nukeduck, so if Soaz wants to TP in, he could be in trouble. Let's see, do they get blue buff as well? It looks like that is available, if I'm reading the map correctly. Yes, Peke and Amazing and a steal. So, ROCCAT?
Soaz steals red buff. Peke steals blue buff. ROCCAT haven't even pushed the minion wave past the river point. They're playing constantly on their own map. They're being denied their own jungle camps. This means Jankos is going to be getting incredibly far behind. And if he's taking the camps, his laners are getting incredibly far behind. There's such a experience advantage too in Origen. They're pushing down a snowball. They can take it slow. They don't have to greed and dive at Diana. That's the only way they kind of give the comeback. Simply push out that gold lead. You're already on 2 dragons. It's too early to even start thinking about Baron. Comfortable position here, 3 towers to 2.
An impressive play from Origen. They were down 2-1 in the series. They needed to string together 2 back-to-back games to advance further and get closer to Worlds. This is the type of game I was personally expecting for the entire series from Origen. Cleaner pick and bans, better executed early game, more aggressive play from Origen. It's taken a few games to get there, but this is now one of the highs of Origen as a team. But ROCCAT do still have some options available to them.
Origen did give away a lot of information on their playstyle, picks and bans for Unicorns tomorrow. Unicorns are the final boss in this not-so-elite 4 in the Gauntlet. Again, another red buff steal here from Origen, just really snowballing that map lead. They're not going for any picks, they're just simply taking away the jungle piece by piece, camp by camp, and then threatening once they see everybody on the map, then they can make their move. Calculated.
See, deep vision set up in ROCCAT's jungle. Origen gonna just shove the minion wave in, but they're not gonna commit to the fight.
They're gonna rotate mid, I believe.
Well, looks to be the case. There's Peke, he's set up and shoving it in with those death ray lasers. Gravity Field's about to time though, so this could be trouble. Their sentence throws out as Mithy that's caught. He does have Glacial Fissure. On the hunt is down. Stand behind me from Mithy. Peke gets caught, eats a turret shot before he's flashed, but MrRallez is down. One of the big damage sources is out. Amazing, forced to flash as well. Niels gets away from the barrel, and Soaz will have to cancel that TP. Risk of getting caught. Tower defended at the cost of Raw's life.
And they trade ROCCAT for tower defense, but Origen, what they need to do, they chip away at the tower, they back off when they need to. Mithy steps into the hook, he doesn't want to take any risks. Niels spell shielding too late or anybody getting caught, because he knows he can always dash out, Glacial Fissure flash. He waited with his flash until Jankos threw the explosive cast, so controlled aggression from Origen. Soaz could have teleported earlier. Skara. It's really hard war to play. Not really though.
You might even be watching. Shout out.
Sorry, Scar, don't hate me.
Origen.
I actually played a game against him once where he failed a ward and I walked to the Dragon Pit and I did it like 3 times in a row. It was kind of the end. I'd just like to take this moment to apologize to Scar for that moment. Please don't hate me.
You know what? It takes a big man to apologize, Krepo. I respect that.
Back to the game.
Where Origen are 4,000 gold up. They're 3 towers to 2. But they've tried to siege that middle tower twice now, and twice it's been defended. It cost a flash from Nukeduck previously.
Yeah, but Origen, they don't really care whether they take it now, a minute from now, 2 minutes from now. All they care about is keeping ROCCAT pushed in, deep vision. If they operate under complete information and they play the game right, they're not going to lose it. Origen is smart enough as a team, shot calling wise, experience wise, mentality wise, and even composition wise, that they can take this game home. The only thing they can do is overreach, get their hand too deep in the cookie jar and get it shut.
Now, don't turn into the cookie monster. The control needs to be had. Jankos got caught by the Winter's Bite in the cocoon, but there's no follow-up from Origen. Niels is in the bottom lane, Soaz is pushing the top lane. Teleport was used by Nukeduck as well, so Steve is the only member of the game that has TP available for now.
And once chaos ensues, keep an eye on Mithy and his exhaust as well. Exhaust is much more valuable against his very telegraphed engage from Diana. Soaz is flanking left side of mid, top left through your screen.
He's going to find MrRallez. Flash for flash, follows him into the twisted advance. Good defensive cast from Jankos, but I think it's still going to cost the tower.
Wave clear.
The tower is down. Sapling is even going to zone them away. A minute later, with all the wards and the control and the fact Soaz zoned from top, Origen just rotate top and will set their sights on another inner tower.
Slow push top, move to the mid lane, make a pick, force them out, take mid lane tower, then catch that wave on the top lane. Careful for the Nautilus in the brush. And rotations come out, and this is Origen playing the game very well. They have to be careful though.
Well, Pick is going to get caught by the mine. Mithy's going to put a beautiful glacial fissure down. The gravity field zones anyone from ROCCAT getting in, and Jankos is down. He rides the lantern to safety as Rolls hops away. So one member of ROCCAT down. ROCCAT do get a tower down bottom. Nukeduck is pushing. Teleport is not available. Soaz is going to say, I want this fight. Righteous Glory is up. Vengeful Maelstrom is down. They're trading back and forth. The damage mitigation is there. Pops. Soaz is kind of winning this fight, but it's going to keep extending. The tower dropped up top. Arcane Smash. Soaz is regenning. Every time Nukeduck casts a spell, Soaz gets a chance to get HP back. The giant tree chases Lady of the Moon away.
And this is worrisome for ROCCAT. The last sliver of hope, the one potential win condition could be Diana split pushing, incredibly potent 1v1. Soaz says, well, it's not going to happen. You're not going to take me down, and if you do, it'll take you 2 centuries. I'll be a bigger tree by then. And Origen can just win the rest of the map 4v4. So fantastic positioning for Origen to close out the game. Finally in this series, they didn't want it to go to a game 5, but they sure as hell be happy taking this series home.
Yeah, for every kill that Origen have accrued, they've also earned themselves 1,000 gold more than ROCCAT. Dragon is on the line here. The teleport comes out from Soaz. It is secured by ROCCAT. That's important. But how much will it cost them? Jankos is dead. MrRallez is exhausted. His damage is mitigated. Peke burns him down with a death ray. Steve goes golden, but it's not the gold you want because it's Mithy that sends him home. Mithy and Origen looking to send ROCCAT to an early vacation in 2015. Are they going for a 21-minute Baron? That seems to be the case, Krepo.
Tribute to Fnatic, who obviously like doing this place. Yeah, ROCCAT completely getting annihilated here. Desperation, Dragon. If they don't take it, Origen will get 5 Dragons early. If they do take it, they'll lose the fight. Almost no perceived good play to be made. They have to get for a Hail Mary here, but Nukeduck's gonna jump in. Mithy uses exhaust though, so keep your eyes on Nukeduck. Can he get some damage? I doubt it.
Let's take a look. Pale Cascade is there, and he just rides the Lantern to safety. 21-minute Baron. Origen have got nearly 10,000 gold lead at 20 minutes. This is that team fight again.
At this point, Jankos walks in to secure the Baron, but yeah, there's no shot calling at this point anymore. ROCCAT, I can almost guarantee you that they had no backup plan. All they said, maybe try Baron. And then what? Do we disengage? Do we get a Lantern ready? Do we escape? Are we gonna rend, try and steal it? No, they're just like Baron, or Dragon, and then what? Just impossible situation for them to be in, mostly due to the way they decided to choose their champions. They won the draft, games 1, 2, and 3. Arguably lost it game 4, and definitely lost it, in my opinion, game 5, and it's showing.
Clear weaknesses, and with a 20-minute Baron, hell, there's not even enough attack damage for MrRallez to clean these waves efficiently. I don't know how on earth Diana or Nautilus is going to do it.
If only ROCCAT managed to capitalize on that 4,000 early game gold lead they had against Origen game 1, where they allowed a 0 wave clear composition with 3 split pushes and no mid laner, kinda, to come back into the game. They're probably not going to watch that VOD anytime soon. Overall, they can be proud though. They put up a fight against Origen, something people didn't really expect. They've shown a lot of progression. Good picks and bans games 1, 2, and 3, so can go home with their head held up high, but it'll definitely be a painful blow.
Bittersweet victory for ROCCAT. Team that is...
Defeat.
Yeah, bittersweet defeat if this game gets closed down, and it looks like it will. Soaz is looking for a target. Vander's been pulled away by Fate's Call, and Jankos will once again be falling short. He's managed to survive a few seconds longer as he peels away. Nukeduck is in fact down, as is Steve. Inhibitor's going to drop as well, and Origen, they may even look to push in. Let's see how confident they are. It's 23 minutes into the game, Krepo. Origen are onto Nexus turret number 1. There is nothing that ROCCAT can do. That kitty cat is being sent home by Origen with a final score of 3-2. And Origen will face the final boss, Unicorns of Love, with one more shot at the World Championships. Amazing. I do not fault you for that one. It was a long series, a challenging series.
Why would you power walk off stage when you can crawl? That's what it took for Origen to get through this game. Very, very clean game. 11-1. Ended the game with 10,300 gold in the lead. Deserved the victory in the end, but it was close. Closer than it should have been. Good adaptation in picks and bans, good resilience, both game 1 and throughout the entire series. Origen can be proud of themselves, and yeah, facing Unicorns tomorrow. It's
good experience for Origen to realize where some of their weaknesses are this series. It is also good to see ROCCAT actually step up when it matters. To challenge Origen, a team that was such strong favorites. ROCCAT managing to show they can win picks and bans. They can execute strategies. They are still in a little bit of slow motion overall.
The Unicorns, if they're watching this, they know about Mithy's Braum, and just Braum in general. I think Hylissang was actually the first one in Summer Split to bring out that champion. It was a counter to poke. Then he kind of got put back in the fridge and now re-emerged. And yeah, strong champion. Mithy's propensity, I never thought I'd say this, but he's really good at taking skill shots. Never thought that could be a talent, but every time Skillshot is coming towards any of his carries, he's going, no!
Krepo, if that is a skill that we're praising, then maybe there's hope for me after all. I did see big smiles on the faces of ROCCAT there at the end of the game, and yes, Origen looks stressed. They still have a best of 5 to play. Remember, this is win your best of 5, stay alive. Lose, you are done for the year.
Yep.
Giants have fallen by the wayside. ROCCAT have fallen by the wayside. They were the results most people expected, but not in the manner that they both played out. Now, Origen versus Unicorns tomorrow. The winner goes to Worlds.
Winner goes to Worlds. Definitely a lot of information here exposed from Origen, potential weaknesses in picks and bans. However, some of them fixed immediately by Ducky. What I doubt is, will Unicorns have the tools to really punish Origen for their weaknesses? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a big question, but I mean, Amazing looks like a broken man right now.
It's tiresome. Playing 5 games in a row, League of Legends, it's a tough job.
It's 5 hours and 10 minutes that we've been on stage. For a best of 5 that Origen have to compete, not only just to stay alive in the regional qualifier, but they still have to do this again. And they have to do it against a team that you don't know what to expect. I hate saying it's a little generic for UOL, but they've been under so much pressure lately that in their semi-final, PoE really struggled with champion pool.
Yep.
So how on earth is he going to adapt? These are things that you don't know coming into tomorrow's series.
There's going to be less pressure on xPeke from PoE. Horo looked like a shade of his former self in the playoffs so far, but we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, going to be an interesting series for tomorrow. For now, though, let's go head to Pulse on stage, who is